rate, still only 6.3. They've got 3 boundaries in the innings, and the first 2 boundaries from 3 to 6.1 to catch.
We're never going to agree on this. I think the best way to play in conditions when guys are coming at you is the counter punch. I think the way to Rachin Ravindra has got to be you've got to back yourself and get after bowlers, particularly only looking to score 121 to win. I think he's going exactly the right way about this. He's shifting the pressure back onto the Zimbabwean bowlers.
Boundary to end the 5th. It's 32 for 1.
So a bit of fight shown at the end of that over from Rachin Ravindra. That's exactly what New Zealand needed. They were in a bit of a spot of bother. Zimbabwe at this stage were 36 without loss. New Zealand now found themselves 32 for 1 thanks to a good last over.
This pitch has had everything, hasn't it?
Tell you what, back in my day, I wouldn't have mind bowling out there. It's carrying through beautifully. We saw the New Zealand guys get it to carry through nicely. And the spinners bowled, Rachin Ravindra in particular, got the ball to turn. So it's been more than enough, and I never get tired of seeing the bowlers dictate terms a little bit in the T20s.
Yeah, it's bounced, it's seamed, it's... And I think, to some extent, you sort of support that because the batter has to find a way, doesn't he? Yeah, the batter has to look for the options to put the pressure back onto the bowler. It's got to be that balance which I think world cricket is looking for all round. Here are the boundaries. Last over, top edge.
First one wasn't convincing, the second two were mightily convincing. That one went just, didn't probably get 5 meters up in the air, just cruised like a missile.
Thick outside edge, third man up in the circle, runs, fortunate runs.
Yeah, if he had middled it, I think it would have gone out the ground, but the edge goes away to the fence. Conway has not found his timing. Just that with that first boundary that he achieves for his innings of 15 deliveries, he's only striking at 87. He hasn't found the middle of the bat as yet. He'll be hoping that with extra time in the middle, he'll start to find his feet.
You look at that equation of 85 for 87. That's where Zimbabwe's problem is. That equation, if it was slightly bigger, more pressure.
They were 39 for 1 at this stage. And if they'd known that New Zealand would find themselves 37 for 1, they might not have been as concerned about trying to pour on the scoring rate. That's why chasing can often be so much easier. Because you have the equation put in front of you, there's no need to try and wonder whether you're going at the right rate or whether you should be going quicker. It's all calculated in front of you, and you can play accordingly.
I just thought I'd give that a moment to hit Blessing with Saravani over the sweeper boundary for 6. That is some shot.
Now, once again, the nature of these big boundaries means that the boundary riders aren't on the fence. If someone had been on that fence, they'd maybe been able to get a hand to it. but on the angle, trying to charge across. It was nicely timed. 78 meters out there.
Got a lot of it. But you're right, great point.
It's just a little appeal, as if to say obstruction, but it was a great start by Zimbabwe. They did exactly what would be required from them. They had a team talk. We haven't got the biggest total. We have to bowl well initially, put them under pressure, and they did exactly that. Catch drop, then wicket taken. There were very few balls that found the middle of the bat. In fact, there's only been one player for New Zealand, and that's Rachin Ravindra. 26 of 15, 4 fours and a maximum. He's the only one who's looked the part. The rest of them have all struggled. It's Conway's only boundary. Not convincing that edge. That was nicely struck.
There's the comparison. Zimbabwe 39 for 1, New Zealand 43 for 1. So not a lot in it. It was about the middle overs, you know, trying to rotate strike, trying to be a bit more dynamic with your scoring, even if the boundaries weren't coming. Maposa from the golf course end. Another top edge.
Yeah, he really has battled to find his timing, but he's still there. He's got himself to 14. Make it actually 18. He's got his 2 boundaries. And he's just struggling to come to terms. He's looking a bit rushed at all times here, Evan Conway.
Just thinking in the back of my mind there, what he's done, have a look at his wagon, what it would look like after 6-7 overs.
I'd say, oh, well, I was just ramping it over the keep. That's better. It's more orthodox and nicely played. There was just a little bit of appeal from some of the Zimbabwe fielders at the end of the last over. There's miscommunication, and then he puts his bat out to try and make his ground. But the ball makes contact with it. Was it heading towards the stumps? And that's why they're appealing. They're saying, was there obstruction not allowing the ball to get to the stumps? But more importantly for Rachin Ravindra, he's damaged my bat.
50 comes up. Nothing doing there for me. Just trying to get back, but I agree with you. The back of the bat's taken a little bit of a pounding.
Oh, they're very precious about the bats, these batters. It's probably landed exactly on the spine of the bat and maybe given it a bit of a dentation. See, he turned, and he's watching the ball, and he puts out that. He wasn't watching the ball, then we'd let him get away with it, but was the intent? I don't think there's anything really to go for it. Probably would have made his ground, or close to his ground anyway. That's what the umpires do look for. If you make a look in the direction of where the ball's coming and then kind of follow it, and your body or your bat gets in the way, they think, okay, well, that was kind of showing some intent.
Do you think in the recent past who it happened to?
None that have been given out, no, but that Ben Stokes will never be forgotten in that final against New Zealand where he dived and made contact with the bat. It went down to the boundary for 4 bonus runs.
Ooh, look at that, for another delivery that goes past the outside edge. Josh Butler against Sri Lanka. Better throw would have been better. And this is where New Zealand were good in the field. They're throwing, they're fielding.
Yeah, once again, playing miss from Conway, playing a miss from the keeper. And then the key is the keeper doesn't run back to the stumps. He just hovers in no man's land, and when the throw comes in, it should never have been a second.
Oh, there goes that little bit of difference or X factor in the field. Zealand will probably try to stop that for the single. 7 gone, 54 for 1. Comparisons of where everybody is. Zimbabwe now falling further behind. New Zealand 54 for 1, Zim 42 for 1.
This is a big moment for me. Anthassaraya, he's got the opportunity. The record is impressive. He won with a con rate of under 7. But this surface turned. 2 left-handers at the crease. What can he do? Vinder will know exactly what the surface did. He was the one who bowled so brilliantly on it. He's definitely making a play for player of the match. Good bowling performance. Now got himself to 27 of 60.
Early call for 2. Yeah, apologies. That Josh Butler against Sri Lanka was a man cat. But I go back to Daryl Cullinan. Remember Daryl Cullinan handling the ball? Was it against the West Indies? Was that in Cape Town? Steve Waugh versus India? Batters. More runs, good placement. Cruising now, New Zealand.
Looks like Conway's starting to find his timing a little bit as well. It's been an impressive last 10 deliveries from him from a run scoring perspective.
So it's trying to sort of plug that offside field because it's such a big gap. As soon as you beat the cover, it just runs in that direction. It's gone a little bit straighter there, but again the field 50-run partnership.
.54 from 39 deliveries is the contributions. Pretty much even. Stevens both playing their part. Conway's come good at the back end. Was Vinder who found the bulk of the boundaries and the scoring in the initial part of this partnership.
Good mates, these two. Like batting together. Feed off each other.
They are good mates, but they've kind of been competing with each other a little bit as of late. For a position in the one-day side for New Zealand, for a position at CSK. They've all been having to be buddies, but knowing that whoever performs best is going to get a gig.
Paul, you'll always be my buddy. The nature of sport in life.
One more!
Looking for 2. Side against it. Busy over there for New Zealand, busy. Just the one dot ball. 7 off at 8 gone, 61 for 1.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Worms. Zimbabwe were well ahead of New Zealand. New Zealand not getting off to the best start, losing the early wicket, and the scoring rate wasn't up there, but there's been a big turnaround. Now they're looking more comfortable. So many wickets in hand. Really struck the 6 fours and 1 maximum. Zimbabwe only 11 fours and a 6 in the entire innings.
Now what's going on here, Paul? There's a drinks break. Yeah, break and play. Or comfort break.
I'm not too sure. Maybe there's some sort of issue, maybe a headache or something, maybe had to take a tablet, but They shouldn't be getting breaks. There's more than enough opportunity to get drinks out. Maybe one of the batters struggling. You have to get to the bottom of it.
I'm just being naughty. I'm not sure if you followed that massive build-up during that test match between India and England about the pace of play. T20 cricket should be flying by. It's what everybody's sort of watching these days. Another one for the wagon wheel, or is it a chance? Gets away with it.
Conway is struggling. I don't know what's on the go, but he gets down to the non-striker's end and he's almost bending over and giving the impression that he's feeling a little bit weak. But certainly can't find the timing against the short ball today. It's been edges that have brought about boundaries and fortunate landings for Devon Conway.
Altitude as well. It'll be blowing a bit, yeah, that last over, very busy. This won't help either. This is the partnership, 59 or 43.
As we said originally, it was Ravindra who was the convincing batter at the middle. He made some wonderful pull shots with immense power. And then after that, it was Conway who picked up the scoring rate and boundary rate, but his wasn't as impressive. One of the top edges. This one could be Mazrani. Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! In front of the festive crowd down there at third man. He picked it up a little bit late, but covered, launched himself forward. And what a take that is.
Spectacular. To do it as well in front of the crowd. Tall man. To get the timing right, to stretch forward and get the dive away. Looks to go on the ramp. Here we go. Yeah, looks good. Straight in. I think that is all good. Fantastic by Muzarabani.
Yeah, no issues with that at all. His hands were comfortably above the ground when he took that catch. It's a long way down. No issues with the front foot. Ravindra is sticking around just waiting for confirmation from the umpires, but this will be conclusive enough. Well above the ground, no issue whatsoever. His elbows hit the ground, he hangs on to it, and he is the hero down there at third man. So he should be. Second wicket for Zimbabwe. And a good innings of 30 off 19 balls comes to an end for Rachin Ravindra. New Zealand now 64 for 2.
So Zimbabwe pick up their second after an excellent catch by Muzaravani. Brings Daryl Mitchell, vastly experienced, strike rate good, best of 72 unbeaten, 77 matches. He's also one that comes in and links middle order, almost what Raza does for Zimbabwe. And it's